Okay, we're live. Facebook, YouTube, Craigslist, Sparks Cable, Mark Yaffe, Jokes from the Jacuzzi Monday night edition. I was not in recording range last night during the Valentine's Day festivities. Was flying back from a gig, so yeah, I figured for those two people that care, we'll do a Monday night version and see if anyone listens. You know, Monday is probably not the hottest night for comedy, but what the heck? I filmed a couple minutes in the airport last night, but I had my mask on, so I didn't sound too clear. I've flown twice now since COVID. People on the plane just can't or won't wear their mask properly. I don't understand. Well, I understand your frustration with the mask. I just don't understand how you could get in a crowded, oversized Pringle tube with 155 other souls and not want to wear a mask. These people are too close as it is. You know, one airline that always wears their mask, Spirit Airlines, because most of those people are on parole and don't want to be identified. The flight attendants on Southwest, Delta, United, they all talk a good game. Those are the airlines I usually fly. They talk a good game like they're going to enforce the rules, but they don't. Hey, Karen. Watching from YouTube. All right. So my nephew and his grandma are on YouTube watching. So good to know this thing's actually being seen by two people. So that's exciting. Anyway, the flight attendants, they talk a good game like they're going to enforce the mask mandate, but you know, they're just not into it. They don't want to be the mask police. I'm like, what are we doing? We can get people to wear a mask in no time. I say get some retired nuns on all airplane flights. Have them patrolling the aisles. You know, if they're able to spot a uniform violation at 150 feet in the schoolyard, they can spot Fred in 26C with his mask around his cheek. It's been a weird day today. I got a call from an attorney in Orange County. I'm being sued, evidently, for copyright infringement. So if anyone knows a good attorney that knows how to fight a copyright infringement case, I did a blog. I do a blog on my website sometime when I'm actually get the energy. And they said I posted used a news photo on one of my blogs that's copyrighted by the French news agency, Agence France Presse. Okay, why are the French picking on me? What have I done to the French? I eat their French fries, their eclairs. I've owned their Maltese and Pomeranian dogs, which I believe are from France originally. So I'm like, what are they going to squeeze me for? I posted a couple pictures. So now the lawyer's from California. So evidently, first of all, some of you are saying, why would you answer a phone call from a strange number? Well, in the casino and entertainment world, you don't know who's calling. It might be a gig, or it could be a really crummy salesperson or an attorney about to sue you. So I got the third out of the three. And it's a sad day for attorneys in America when they can no longer chase ambulances due to COVID. Now they are trolling the internet looking for illegal photos on websites to sue people over. So I don't know what the photo was for. I think it's a McDonald's, like a Golden Arches picture. I could have gone and take that, but now they want $1,400 because some French guy took a picture of Golden Arches before he had a Big Mac value meal and went off to take a picture of a fire or some other news story. So that's my ranting for now. I'll keep you posted on what happens to these guys. You know, I will try to negotiate them down. Because if you know anything about me, people know me, I'm a little bit on the cheap side. Example, my first house as a young man in the late 1980s, I paid $45,000 for as is, an as is home. And you guys all know as is a code word for piece of crap. But my house payment was like $323 a month. The house payment was cheaper than a car payment, and probably in worse shape than a really crummy car. So this first house that I owned had no proper foundation. All right, this house was listing like a drunk guy at a keg party. Did I address the problem? Yes. Did I fix the problem? No. I had my friend Timo came up from Southern California. He replaced all the windows and the siding to make my house appear to look level. So the house is going this way. So we just cut the siding and the windows so it looks straight. So problem solved, kind of, right? I'm that way about everything. I like to buy salvage vehicles that have been totaled in an accident and restored for the road. Some people think that's unsafe and irresponsible. And I say nonsense. So I say buying a salvage vehicle is no more unsafe and irresponsible than falling in love with a divorced person. Think about it, right? They've both been in an accident. They both been seriously damaged, but they're not beyond salvaging. And hopefully the necessary repairs have been made and they won't fall apart on whoever they end up with. So that's my new salvage vehicle bit. I think that might work. I don't know. Feel free to comment and say that is horrible, or we find that mildly amusing. How are you, Nicole? Eastern Washington. I hope you guys are doing okay. I know between COVID and bad weather, and same with you, Laura Nelson in Texas. I saw your photos. Oh, Ryan, do you know? It's just Ryan now. Okay, so are you using your grandmother's YouTube without permission, Ryan? I don't want to get anyone in trouble. But just reminder, I have not cussed. I have not said anything inappropriate, if anyone asks. Yeah, my nephew, Ryan Vergara, very talented young man. He's working on some writing projects he shared with me, and someday I'm going to be his assistant. He's going to be a multi-millionaire mogul. 12 years old, already coming up with movie and TV ideas. So good for him. I'm writing crummy lawsuit jokes. So I do have a couple news items that I saw this week. A joke about. The former British Prime Minister Theresa May disclosed that she actually called her husband in a panic when after her first meeting with Donald Trump, because Trump had grabbed her hand as they were walking. Her husband said that was no problem as long as he didn't grab anything else. Some TikTok influencer, you've heard about the Gorilla Glue lady? She has raised over $9,000 for her GoFundMe to cover the medical cost for putting Gorilla Glue in her hair. I'm like, worst fundraiser ever. Did you see in the Bahamas, they rescued 3 people who spent 33 days on an uninhabited island? I'm like, that's why you never buy a timeshare on Craigslist. Senator Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts has written a children's book called Pinky Promises. And in the book, Warren urges children to not give their lunch money to bullies and to fight for better allowance money from their parents. Fox News fired Lou Dobbs, the #1 rated business news anchor, after Dominion voting system sued him for $2.5 billion for promoting President Trump's election fraud theories. So a nervous Lou Dobbs replied, "President Trump, I barely knew him. We had coffee one time." In Milwaukee, some man survived a 70-foot plunge off a freeway overpass in his pickup truck. Yep, looks like someone's getting themselves a built Ford Tough commercial. Thanks, Nicole. I like the divorce bit too. I do really own salvage vehicles. So if you ever need a ride, ask first, because I won't be offended if you want to get my salvage. Now, people think salvage vehicle, it's not like it's all smashed up. It has to be rebuilt first, right? What else happened? Bruce Springsteen, speaking of smashed up vehicles, I don't know if he crashed, but the boss got arrested for DWI in New Jersey. Yeah, okay. And it was way before the Super Bowl Jeep commercial, so that had nothing to do with it. So I'm thinking between the arrest, the court proceedings, community service, and the grief he's going to get from his wife, Bruce Springsteen should have enough material for a double album with this DWI. And last one I saw this week, Kevin Hart's personal shopper used the comedian's credit card to buy himself over $1 million in personal goods. $1 million. What's more impressive is Hart's personal shopper only likes to buy from thrift stores. So yeah, that's it. That's it for this week. Oh, whoa! No, it's not it. Real quick, my parents. I got to send a shout out to my parents. Got their second COVID vaccine. Yay for the elders getting the COVID vaccines. Don't get me started on Gorilla Glue, woman. Have you seen that before, Nicole? Is that? I'm afraid to use Gorilla Glue to on a doorway because I always get it stuck on my fingers and I accidentally put it in my head. Thinning of the herd. In the case of Gorilla Glue, it's thickening of the herd, or at least thickening of the hair. Yeah, so my parents got their second shot, and they're very excited about the COVID vaccine. A little too excited. They're 93 and 91. I'm like, Mom and Dad, remember, this is a COVID vaccine, not a time machine. Okay? They're all excited like they're going to bust out to the Bahamas or Burning Man. I'm like, calm down. You don't need a COVID vaccine to watch a Matlack marathon. They've left the house twice in 5 years. But I'm happy for them. It gives them peace of mind. And they want to take a road trip. Their first road trip, they want to come visit me here in Sparks, Nevada. I'm like, for 2 weeks. Oh, great. 2-week visit with my parents after a year of lockup and COVID. 2 weeks with them is going to feel like another year in lockup. I love them, but I'm pretty happy with our relationship as it's been. I visit them once a month. We keep our social and emotional distance. I think that's great, though. They're vaccinating the seniors. I say target assisted living facilities by day, assisted drinking facilities by night, right? Bars are where people are making bad decisions. Yeah, forget it. You don't just worry about the assisted living facilities. Don't just worry about the super nappers. Worry about the super spreaders. I say every bar, you should be handing out free Jell-O shots and free Pfizer shots. Like, hey, drunk people, see you in 2 weeks. But I'm a little worried, now with the COVID restrictions, things are loosening up. My parents' facility is going to open for, they live in a senior community, so it's going to open up for dining and social gatherings again. And my parents, these senior communities, they're just like college with a little less booze and way more drugs. Nicole, where am I going to head up to the Pacific Northwest? Nothing scheduled right now. I'm going to start working on some Spokane dates, and I just talked to my friend in Tri-City, so I'm trying to get a schedule together. I got to get that vaccine. I don't want to be super spreading around the country. But my parents, this place, the elders, they've got all the medication now. You know that. My mom has enough medication to stock 3 Coachellas and an M&M relapse party. When I was a teenager, they would always be giving me that anti-drinking, anti-drug talk. Now I got to give my parents the scared straight talk. I'm like, hey, listen. You guys are 93 and 91. You're mature enough to make your own decisions. But when it comes to mixing Prilosec and Chianti, just say no. So that's it, you guys. I just wanted to check in, do a few jokes tonight. And I'll be back on Sunday. If you're looking for a little additional entertainment, be sure and join my TikTok channel at Mark Yaffe Comedy, MarcYaffee. Obviously, you guys are on my YouTube or my Facebook, so you can see the spelling. It is correct. It may look spelled wrong, but it's actually right. Yeah, I want to come back to Yakima, Nicole. Been there to, I think it was Seasons, something like that. There used to be a comedy club in Sela with this lady, Carmen. She was a nurse, and she ran that for a few years. So, yeah, it's getting a little windy out here, and they got the new lighting. I'm going to get a nice speaker so you guys can hear me better. And like I said, if you get bored, you need anything else to do, check out my TikTok. My website has my link to my How Does That Happen podcast. I just interviewed my friend Jim Fleming, who was hired as a $15 an hour temp, pretend Taliban to help train U.S. Marines. They gave him a bunch of blanks and AK-47s. And it's a great podcast about wannabe record holders, and in his case, should be record holders, because he did that for 2 weeks straight. And then I'll be back Sunday, 6 p.m., regular scheduled time. You guys be safe out there, and thanks for joining Jokes from the Jacuzzis. All right, good night.